As if the Yankees already weren't the evil umpire.
So I guess you can say that Tigers fans really put the boo in Aaron Boone, and that's because Miggy was just one hit away from 3,000. It was a packed house, and instead of being able to see a historic moment, they watched Miguel Cabrera get walked intentionally by Aaron Boone, and they were not happy, obviously. So we're going to talk about whether or not that was a smart baseball move in just a second. But what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. If you like baseball, hit that subscribe button. What are you doing? We're going to talk about the roller coaster game in Seattle. Bo Bichette is starting to heat up, and make sure you guys watch all the way until the end of today's video because we're going to predict the players of the week. Now, before we get into the games from yesterday, I do want to talk about something real quick. Apparently, offense is broken. Look at this tweet from Jeff Passan. Batting average and OPS are the lowest since before the steroid era. Even the rate of home runs being hit is down. So is that because the dead ball is back? If you did not know, every single stadium now has their own humidor, which means they put the baseballs in a controlled environment and it deadens the ball a little bit. Are pitchers too nasty or are hitters not good enough? Maybe the launch angle ruined baseball. So let me know in the comment section down below, why do you believe that offense is down this year? I guess there are a few fan bases in Major League Baseball that aren't aware of this problem. We're talking about the Mets and the Guardians because they both have scored the most runs in baseball. And we're going to refer to the Mets as the Cleveland Mets today because they dominated the Giants as Fransisco Lindor smacks an inside fastball for his 4th home run already of the year. If he keeps this up, the Arenado Lindor MVP race is going to be a wild one. Newcomers Escobar and Canna both deliver as well. Eduardo belts one in the 2nd, and Mark Canna singles home Lindor in the 3rd. So Lindor scored on 2 of the first 5 runs, and Carlos Carrasco looked like prime cookie yesterday, striking out 7, did not walk anyone in nearly 8 innings of work. So the Mets win 6-3, and I just want to say I miss Fransisco Lindor and Cookie so much. But the Guardians, am I reading this correctly? Cleveland is going for the sweep of the World Series favorite Chicago White Sox. And look at Franmil Reyes. He saved his first home run for the perfect moment. He belts one to center right field. Josh Naylor has been seeing the ball very well to start the year, which makes my heart happy because he had a very gruesome injury in 2021. He's back and he's seeing it, hitting the cover off the baseball. Andres Gimenez scores on a sac fly from contact machine Steven Kwan. And this was all for Zach Plesac, who was crafty all day long, nearly getting through 7, but then Cleveland just forgot how to play baseball, or maybe the batteries and the remote died. I don't know what happened. 2 errors on 1 play allows the White Sox to bring it within 1, but thank God for Josh Naylor. He drives in another run and then scores on a Andres Gimenez sac fly. So the Guardians and the Mets now sit atop the run leaderboard. They're 1-2. Guardians first, Mets number 2. Do I dare say that Fransisco Lindor trade has been a win-win to begin 2022? We were never going to be able to afford Fransisco Lindor. So the Mets get their star player. He is now raking. Carlos Carrasco is pitching like a Cy Young right now. And we get Andres Gimenez, who is raking. And I guess J-Ram, Andres, and Owen Miller can be a solid trio going forward. And you should trade Ahmed Rosario for bullpen depth. Honestly, not too bad. It could have been better, though. I was hoping for Gavin Lux and Tony Gonsolin, and those 2 guys are playing out of their minds right now. All right, enough about my team. Let's talk about the roller coaster game down in Seattle. Ty France, goodness gracious, they stole this guy from the Padres. I would not call that a win-win trade. 2 walks later on in that same inning puts 2 on for J.P. Crawford, and dear Lord, baby Jesus, he absolutely pimps this one, and then bat flips for the timeline. Mariners fans are not happy with Eli White. He is a thorn in their side as of late. Back-to-back 2-out doubles, puts them in the game a little bit, and then Adolis drives in Garver on another 2-out hit. Enter Nick Solak. He puts the Rangers out in front. Only to have the Mariners tie it back at 6 runs apiece. Cole Calhoun retakes the lead on a double down the line, scoring Adolis. Is it Adolis or Adolis? The way Garcia shows off the speed, not once, but twice. Look at him, like a cheetah after its prey. A crazy game ends with the Rangers winning 8-6, and the umpire, I just want to mention, was absolutely horrific. All of the red circles are balls that he called strikes. He had 3 negatively impactful calls, so that is not great. You got to be better at your job, my guy. So this is kind of where the offense drops off. 3 consecutive shutouts I want to discuss. The Twins and the Royals, not a very exciting ball game because that was the game's only run. Nick Gordon saves the day with a beauty of a throw in the 4th, and that keeps the game at 1-0. Now, jokes aside, Joe Ryan and Zach Greinke were great. Greinke only allowed that single run, but he takes the tough loss because Joe Ryan went 6 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts. So, not even talking about Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan and Dylan Bundy, they've showed up this year. So, if they can keep that up even at an 80% rate, I really feel like the Twins can make some noise, even though their offense has been struggling, which is their strong suit. But let me know in the comment section down below if you think that they can keep this up on the pitch pitching side of things. The Marlins blanked the Cardinals. Miami scores early on an infield choice, and then Jesus Sanchez walked home on a pass ball to make it 2-0. Then the actual Pablo Lopez, I got mistaken. I called Jorge Lopez Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez is on the Marlins. Jorge Lopez is on the Orioles. So Pablo tosses 7 brilliant innings, holding the Cardinals to just 3 hits with 9 strikeouts. He lowers his season ERA to .52 in 3 starts. The man who rakes was back at it again in the 6th. This one went 430 feet. Jesus Sanchez has been a monster. And just one question for you guys. You like Jazz? So that home run came after he was being rushed by the umpire. So in an effort to show off, I love this about Jazz. He Euro stepped right by the umpire as he was crossing home plate. He is becoming must-see TV. He's almost hitting 400 this year with 3 home runs, 2 triples, and 12 RBIs. The man has been basically Jesus himself. Now, speaking of Jesus, now it's not actually how you say that. Jesus Sanchez, I want to talk about him real quick because the Rays, they've been praised for always winning trades. They lost this trade. They traded away Jesus Sanchez for Nick Anderson, and over his last 75 games, Jesus has 17 home runs and a 130 OPS plus. Those are elite numbers, ladies and gentlemen. The Tigers and the Yankees, Miggy hits one deep, but it was a can of corn off the bat. I thought this one was roped 500 feet for his 3,000th home run, which would have been cool because his 1,000 hit, home run, 2,000 hits, home run. It would have been 3 consecutive milestones reached via the home run. So unfortunately that did not happen. Gosman has been gross, like the actual definition of been gross. He's been terrible to start the year, but he gets the scoring started. This might sound weird, but Pineda was looking thick yesterday, but with like 17 Cs. So we head into the 8th where Boone becomes public enemy number 1. It was the correct decision, walking Miggy to set up a force out and having Austin Meadows face a lefty. That's the correct baseball decision. But basically Austin Meadows 360 no-scoped Aaron Boone in the final kill cam because everyone was watching, trying to see if it was going to be a 3,000 hit, and it immediately backfires in his face. So Soto grabs the 4-out save, and Miggy is just 1 hit away from 3,000 and 1 double away from 600. He would be one of 5 players in the 3,000 hit club and 600 doubles, joining Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Albert Pujols, and A-Rod. That is elite company right there. The Jays and the Red Sox, Bichette is heating up. You guys are screwed. Vladdy knocks one in on a sac fly and then scores on an infield miscommunication after doubling to right field. Chapman gets the RBI because no one touched it. And here comes my dark horse Cy Young pick. Kevin Gosman punches out 8 Red Sox hitters in 8 shutout innings, and Romano did his best anti-Gosman job. He allowed multiple base runners, but eventually ended the rally and notched his 7th save. He is number 1 in all of Major League Baseball and has not blown a save over his last 30 attempts. The Diamondbacks and the Nationals, former power phenom Matt Davidson barrels one up the other way, and Jake McCarthy follows up with a solo shot of his own. Nelson, Mr. Cruz, the 81-year-old sensation, ties it up after Juan Soto was able to get on, so that is a 2-run bomb. And you thought the home run parade was over? Nope. Cooper Hummel pummels a huge home run in the 5th, and it was huge because the Nationals scored 1 in the 8th on a catcher's interference. But luckily, Mark Melancon was on top of his game. Even though he allowed 2 base hits, he gets the save, and the Diamondbacks win 4-3. And last but not least, the Pirates and the Cubs. Seiya comes up with the lead already at 2-0, and he grabs his 12th RBI on the season, so he's tied with Jazz Chisholm. And I promise Pirates fans it's going to get better, but I need to talk more about Seiya Suzuki. Look at his baseball savant page. Not only is he mashing, he's top 5% in sprint speed and showing an all-time great plate approach with 13 walks and 50 plate appearances. He has an insane 520 on base percentage. But anyways, back to the Pirates comeback. Vogie, Mr. Vogelback, put the team on his back. A 2-run pimp job was his 3rd home run already of the season. He has been very good this far in replacement of Colin Moran. Yoshi's clutch double in the 5th plates Park and Vogelback. And then the Pittsburgh Pen did not let Chicago put down their Uno reverse card and have a reverse comeback. Brian Reynolds had one of the funnier triples I've ever seen in my entire life. He just flew past second base. It still makes me laugh. I could hear him saying ka-chow as he rounds second. So that squabbler turns into a triple, basically in real life MLB The Show. And then Stratton strikes out 1 for his first save as the Pirates win 4-3. So the players of the week, I am going with Shohei Ohtani as the positional player, but he kind of cheated because he had 3 home runs and 9 RBIs, which is good. But he had a 12 strikeout, 1-hit performance against the Astros, was perfect through 5 innings. Have to give it to Ohtani. On the pitching side of things, I'm going to go with Carlos Rodon, who tossed 12 innings and had 17 strikeouts, only allowing 1 earned run. And then in terms of relief pitchers, this might surprise you guys, but this is Jorge Lopez, not Pablo. Let me just make sure I get that right. 7 strikeouts in his last 4 innings and has not allowed a single base runner. He has been absolutely dominant. And to end today's video, for the first time, I think, of 2022, let's roll this day in MLB history. Back in 2014, Pujols hit home run number 500.
Now the 1-2. Albert drives one out to left center field. That's